to this wet fish film odyssey. We are visiting the Isle of Man Railway Company on their steam railway between Port Erin and Douglas. So here we are on the Isle of Man steam railway. We're just leaving the train station. Spectacular little train, spectacular view. You can see a little bit of countryside that I didn't think I'd see. Today I've taken a day off diving as it's midweek and I am tired. Rather than push it hard, I thought I'd experience a little of what the Isle of Man has to offer. The line has been operating since 1870 and was only extended to Port Erin when a deep water dock was built there. The line has transported goods, mineral and people ever since. However, it has had many ups and downs. It nearly closed in the 1960s due to poor commercial viability. Today it's a tourist attraction and runs through the very picturesque countryside to Douglas. The train and line, as you'd expect, rattle and move around. It's all part of the charm and interest. It's often quite rhythmical. The passing countryside outside the windows are just wonderful, beautiful and timeless. It's actually like stepping back in time, back into the 1850s, but still a comfortable little carriage, lovely little journey, and as you can hear the trains whistling away, warning people we're coming. How cool is that? There are quite charming small stations and one or two larger stations all the way along the route to Douglas. the route map through the wonderful countryside. The trains and carriages are beautifully restored and maintained, making it an easy journey and a thoroughly enthralling day. Once you're outside the station on the train, the track is single track. However, there are trains going in both directions. They use the double line within the stations to pass each other. It's all about timing and well-practiced routines by the staff. Inside, the carriages are very well appointed and maintained, and actually very comfortable. Here we are arriving at Douglas, and shortly I'll walk along the platform and you'll get to see the engine. I stayed in Douglas for a couple of hours, had a wander around, had some lunch and took in the local sights. Then I took the train back. What more could you wish for a wonderful day out?
Catch you later.
Off we go back to Port Erin. We're all ready for the return journey. I am fortunately old enough to remember steam trains on the main lines of the UK. I was brought up in Northallerton, North Yorkshire, and lived in North End, opposite the goods yard. So it was a normal daily life for me. The sights and sounds of this train remind me of those bygone days and times. Should you ever find yourself on the Isle of Man, in Douglas or Port Erin, don't even think about it twice. Go buy yourself a ticket from the ticket office, get on the train and have an amazing day, as I did. This was a wet fish film odyssey with thanks to the Isle of Man Railway Company. Music by Dan Hennig and Nat Keefe. I'm Tony Howells, filmmaker. I hope you've enjoyed watching this film as much as I did making it.